Welcome back to another episode of the Ark Survival Guide. Today I am going to teach you how to set up a depot for collecting sap. We have this cool little outpost up at the top of a tree where we can get unlimited sap collected and stored up here. And this is going to be much easier than doing this in the Redwoods, which is how people normally do this. So I'll teach you some really nice tricks to make this much easier to gather sap. So we are starting out at the break of dawn. We just got back to our house in Viking Bay on this cool plateau. If you're just joining us, oh gosh, we do not want to go in the water. Rule number 1 in Viking Bay, stay out of the water as much as you can. This place is infested with sea scorpions. And hey, I didn't die. That's great. I always am happy if I can get into the water and not die out here. That's why we built our house on top of a really high plateau. So nothing like sea scorpions or any of that stuff can come and kill us all the time. So before I head out, I'm going to create a couple of sap taps. Now, if you see here, this is actually the materials you need to build a tree platform, and they cost a ton of materials, especially cementing paste. You've got to gather thousands of chitin in order to get enough cementing paste to build a tree platform, which is normally your only option in gathering sap. But I'm going to teach you a much easier way to do that without using any cementing paste, except what we just used to create these sap taps. So we just made those, and our Pteranodon is still pretty new, so I'm going to have to make sure that he's strong enough to carry me with these sap taps on him. So we're going to just test this out and see how he does. I'm also going to feed him because he was just about to starve here. So good, we still got some weight that we can carry. I think I can carry some of the materials that we need to build this hut that we're going to make to allow us to reach the sap. So most guides that show you how to get sap are going to teach you to make a tree platform in the redwoods, and then you attach the sap taps in a redwood tree, and that's how you gather that. But it just takes so much material to get that tree platform. Today, I'm going to show you how to get a much easier way to do this without using any cementing paste. So the first thing we're going to do is fly up into the jungle, and I am looking for a special kind of tree. This is the Ragnarok map if you're new to this channel. And we're doing kind of a guided Let's Play series. So if you missed anything or you're wondering how to do anything, there will be a playlist at the end of this episode showing you how to get to where we are right now and how to do everything that we've done so far. So I am searching these jungles for a special tree. It's a really strange looking tree, and it's very thick, kind of like a redwood tree, but it's actually in the jungles. And hey, there's a T-Rex out there. I'll leave him alone. So, I don't know about you guys, but I've had enough of the redwoods for a while. We went in there for quite a long time in our Parasaur tank to test that out, and had a pretty rough time, even though we destroyed everything in sight. But I am overheating, so I'm going to take off these wool items that I'm wearing. So, and I'm going to get these sap taps ready in my inventory, because once we find this tree, we're just going to be able to apply the taps from the air. So I've actually not seen any guides that teach how to do this the way I'm doing it, but this will be a lot easier than the traditional ways to do this. But I'm running this kind of in fast forward. Hey, we got scorpions back there, that's fun. Just because it takes a really long time to get where we're going. And I'm looking around here, this little stream area, it's got kind of a little bit of a jungle lake, and these ruins are really close to what we're looking for. So it should be right in this lake area up here. So I'm just having to rest periodically with this Pteranodon because he does not have a lot of stamina. We just lost our really good Pteranodon, so we're kind of having to start from scratch to train this guy up. So we've got kind of this ruined bridge out here, and I think that funny looking tree right there is the one we're looking for. Yep, that is it. See how it's got a really big trunk You can't cut this thing down. It's a really strange looking tree, I gotta admit. But this will produce sap just like the redwood trees in the redwood forest. So the technique I'm teaching you will work in the redwood forest, but let's face it, it's going to be a lot safer out here. We just got some little stuff to deal with. So here is a pin on the map. At the bottom of that arrow is right where we are. Feel free to pause the video and look at that. I believe the coordinates are pretty close, 25, 25. And I'll show you an easier way to get here later. So I've selected the Sap Taps, and you can see right about midway up in the tree, it actually turns green and allows us to place it. I think this tree only has 2 spots where we can place that Sap Tap, so I'm going to lock it on both positions. Looks like we got some pretty big salmon out here in this stream. Not bad. So I need to land in order to place the foundation for this platform we're going to build, but if I land in the water, this Pteranodon might fly off, and there's pretty dangerous stuff out here. I don't really want to sit on the ground for too long. So I am going to try to line this up directly underneath that Sap Tap that we just placed. So we've got the tap in the tree, and I'm going to try to let this, let's see if I can reposition my Pteranodon and land on that platform. I gotta be real careful though, because if he touches the water, he'll usually drop me right off and fly away, because it's a little bit inconsiderate there. Okay, perfect. So we are safely on the platform, and I'm just going to line up these walls and build straight up from the platform until we get these high enough to reach the Sap Tap. I think we are almost there. Let me see how we're doing here. Okay, I think maybe one more wall should get us high enough to reach. Oh, okay, there's a Argent. Gotta keep an eye out for that guy. He could be a little bit dangerous, but looks like he has not noticed us yet. So we're going to keep building and just try to give that guy some distance here, actually. Because the last thing we want is to get eaten by an Argent while we're trying to do all this. I'm building this in stone, which is heavier for the Pteranodon. We'll have to make a couple of trips for this. But it's going to be real durable, so even if stuff attacks it, we're not going to have our whole thing knocked down. I'm basically building it all up from one set of walls, though, so if this wasn't made of stone, it would be a real bad idea. So let me see if I can fly in here without that Argent attacking us. And I'm going to try to place this wall on top of the other walls while flying on a Pteranodon. They're a lot harder to maneuver than some birds, but I'm going to see what I can do here. So there's a bird called a tapehara, which is a lot like a Pteranodon. They're super rare. They have a really big crest, and they look a lot like the things on Avatar, the movie. But let's see here. I think maybe one more wall higher. That should do it. So we should be able to stand on top of that wall and reach the Sap Tap. Now, I placed 2 Sap Taps here, and each tree can only produce sap at a certain amount, and placing 2 Sap Taps will not actually get it faster. So I just ran out of material, and I'm going to head on back to the Viking Bay, where our base is, and this should actually be a much faster route. Now that I know where I'm heading, I can get back home much more easily. And I just had to check that out. That was a bright red fish. It's kind of cool. I really like this area down here. You got some nice waterfalls, nice scenery. I always like enjoying the scenery. But I think this should be just about... Yep, there we go. So this waterfall is actually the one that dumps out into the stream that flows right past our base. So all I actually had to do to get here is just follow that river right back up the waterfall. So I just restocked on supplies. I've got a bunch more of the materials we need for this base. And so I'm just going to head straight up this waterfall and follow the stream all the way to its source, which is right next to that tree. So if you're looking for this tree in Ragnarok, just head to Viking Bay and look for the giant skeleton along the beach next to the waterfall, and just follow the stream all the way to its source, and you'll be right next to that giant tree. So yeah, there it is right there. That would have been way faster and easier and would have saved us a lot of time. So yeah, remember that next time. So I'm going to see if I can avoid these Argents that are just flying around. And I've got to keep recovering my stamina with this guy, because I just don't want to run out of stamina near an Argent. That would be really bad. So I brought some ceilings now, and I'm going to actually use those to make a platform that we can hopefully land on. And it's perfect. Okay, great. I was worried we wouldn't be able to snap that properly, but let's see if we can get this next one down. And there we go. If you let up on the control stick on a Pteranodon, it will slowly decelerate and eventually start just hovering, but it's really hard to place it properly. But it looks like we are in a perfect position here. So we've got a platform right underneath the Sap Tap, and we're able to place our ceilings down here. And when we land here, we will actually be able to reach the Sap Tap. But rather than building ladders and having to go onto the ground, I'm actually going to put a bed and walls around this little platform here. So we'll have a little tiny cabin that we can just teleport to and gather the sap. And then we will just stockpile sap, and when we need it, we can just come by and pick up tons of sap when we're in the neighborhood on a Pteranodon. So this should be really efficient once we have it done. And I'm just going to box this in with some windows here. And I like having these windows so I can actually check out and make sure there's no Argents that are too close that are going to attack me or anything like that. So now we've got the ceiling, but I think I may actually... Whoa, that Argent is getting a little bit too close for comfort, but I think he's okay. Okay, he's not paying attention. So I'm going to place this bed before I put a roof on, see if I can actually place it on the Pteranodon. And doesn't look like I can get it in the right position. So let me see if I can maneuver around a little bit. This is a little tricky because I do not want to fall off here. If I fall off right now and, land on the ground, I'm going to have to fight whatever's down there. And I really don't want to do that. I've got too many Argents flying around. So let's see if I can position myself here and jump off towards the platform. I'm either going to get stuck or this will work beautifully. And either way, I am going to be able to place this bed. Perfect. Looks like I'm not stuck. So let me drop that in there. It's going to take up most of the little hut. This is going to be a tiny house. But all we really need is just to get a bed and a storage bin so that we can teleport here with the bed, grab some sap, and then fill up this storage bin with sap and then head back. Sap doesn't spoil like a lot of things do, so we should be able to just stockpile it and we'll be in pretty good shape. This is one of the many outposts we're going to be building, and this will really pay off later on because we can use sap to build to make sweet vegetable cakes, which will give us all kinds of benefits. But I'm going to see if I can avoid these Argents again. Just got to keep it interesting, right? I love the water up here. It's such a beautiful little lake, cool colored water. So let me see if I can place this ceiling without actually landing. So there's just not a lot of room up here, and it'll be a little easier if I can just drop this on. I tell you what, building is much harder when you're moving on a Pteranodon, but at least we got the main amenities we needed in that base. And I'm going to keep maneuvering around. Almost, just barely messed up the placement on that. Well, I'll at least put the door and windows in, so hopefully I can get that to work from here. And looks like those are working alright. Got just one more window to drop. And, got it. Okay. At least windows are always going to drop in the right place. So we got everything. Oh, this is a cool cave. Alright, getting a little bit distracted, but I got to check out this cave. That is cool. And we've got a Therizinosaur, which I don't really want to get him too close. Oh, something's attacking me. Yep, time to go. Okay, heading back to the base here, and going to just head on down along this waterfall. So I may actually have to check out that Therizinosaur and see if it would be a mate for my other one, because it'd be great to get a nice little Therizinosaur army going. Even though I can't ride them yet, I'm getting pretty close, and so that'll be worthwhile in the end. Gonna head back and grab some more supplies. I just got the last of the stuff that I'm gonna need for this base. So I'm gonna head back up and finish this up. But on the way, I'm gonna just check that Therizinosaur and see if I can figure out his levels, because if it's a male, that'll be really helpful. We can breed it. So let's just check this out on the way. Always, take opportunities when you see them. This is a cool little plateau. I really like this. Be a nice place for a summer home, right? I always say that, I know. This is just such a beautiful, cool map on Ragnarok. Alright, let's see here. And can just barely get a glimpse of this guy. And you probably missed that, but you know, the nice thing about recording your gameplay is I can go back and pause it. That was a level 23 male Therizinosaur, which is just about perfect for what I'm looking for. I'm also in the market for an Argentavis, like that one over there. So once we're done with all of this, I'm probably going to come back and try to tame one of these guys. But right now, I don't want to mess with them, because that's going to take a while, and I don't want to get too distracted. So that should complete our platform enough that I can actually land this Pteranodon safely. And we're going to give that a shot, because I will eventually need to use a Pteranodon to pick up the supplies once I've got all of them. So here we have this little hut, and I'm going to place a proper roof on it now. And I've got solid walls all the way around it. Looks like I can't build any further that way, but I should be in good shape the way it is right now. So yeah, that's really all we need for this this little project here. So now I've got a bed, I can teleport here, and as you saw in the intro, once some time goes by, we can just teleport up here, and that sap tap will have filled up with some sap. It just slowly fills up over time, and it just takes a long time to do that. And once that's full, we'll teleport back over here later and gather some. And once the storage bin there is full, we will just come back and pick it up. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Thanks so much for watching our video from the Ark Survival Guide. This is an amazing game, and it's sometimes really hard to learn how to survive, but we are dedicated to teaching you how to not just survive, but how to thrive and have lots of fun on this amazing game. So we have a series for just a Let's Play, so you can watch how we've conquered this vast open world. And we also have a guide series with specific guides on how to do certain things that are a little bit more confusing or difficult on this game. So be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are constantly creating new videos for you to enjoy, so you can travel through your journey on Ark with us and learn how to do everything you need to know to survive in this game. So thanks for watching, and we will continue to bring you great content that is suitable for the entire family, except maybe the occasional dinosaur poop. What can you do? This is Ark. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon on the next video.